Hi, everybody. It's Eric Murray from the SugarHuddle.com. First of all, Happy New Year. And second of all, sorry that this Sunday Night Football recap video is a couple days late. Obviously, the holidays kind of kicked my butt a little bit. First of all, before I talk about the Colts-Titans game, which obviously had huge major playoff implications, I just want to first of all give a shout out to my friend Jeff Petrilli. He's a big supporter of the website. He wanted me to give him a shout out. So, hey, Petro, what's up? It was nice seeing you the other night. And sorry about your Browns, but at least they've won 7 games this year, which is a lot more than they won the last few years combined. So you got that going for you. But anyways, thanks a lot, Jeff. So, the Colts-Titans game, final game of the NFL regular season, Sunday night game, huge game because, of course, it decided the 6th and final spot in the AFC playoffs. And, it was one of those games where really when you look at it, two teams that have played really well second half of the year coming in, Colts especially after a 1-5 start. But, the thing about it is you had a real big disparity with quarterback because you're going to either have Andrew Luck, one of the top, 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL, going against either Marcus Mariota, the Titans' starting quarterback, or Blaine Gabbert, their backup. And, of course, Mariota, who was banged up and knocked out of the first half of the Redskins game the previous week. There was a good chance he wasn't going to play in this one. That was a feeling throughout the week, and that's ultimately how it played out. He was basically ruled out even before Sunday, so that forces Blaine Gabbert into the starting lineup. Gabbert, a guy that, of course, had a lot of talent coming out of college back in 2011, but he's a guy that obviously was a major bust in Jacksonville. He's been a backup ever since, and even by backup standards, he's really not a very good, NFL quarterback. So it was one of those things that you knew coming in it was going to be an uphill battle for the Titans, even though they're at home and even though they found ways to win throughout the year. And, of course, a great young running back in Derrick Henry who really has come alive this last month plus of the season. And, of course, they had, I believe, the second-ranked defense in the NFL coming in. Nonetheless, so the Colts and Andrew Luck, they've been red hot. Luck obviously snubbed to the Pro Bowl, same with Darius Leonard. Both of those guys ended up having huge games in this one. The Colts, they came out red hot, not surprisingly. Their first 2 offensive possessions both resulted in touchdowns, a couple of Luck touchdown passes. The 2 drives collectively were 28 plays, 182 yards, and lasted nearly 17 minutes combined. So that's exactly how this game started for the Colts, and that's exactly how they wanted it to start for them. But the thing was they started making stupid mistakes, combination of penalties and turnovers. So instead of running away with it by halftime, they ended up only leading by a touchdown, 17-10, going into the break, because what happened was their very next possession, Luck, deep in his own territory, just like they started the first 2 drives, and he throws this terrible interception, throws it across his body, nowhere near his receiver. It's picked off and returned for a short touchdown for the Titans. Suddenly, it's a 14-7 ball game. And then what happens right after that is the Titans, once again, offense still can't get it going at all. They punted away. Or I'm sorry, the Colts, their next possession, what happened was they punted away, and Adoree Jackson tries to field it on the second bounce, fumbles it. The Colts recover it deep in Titan territory. Then they get penalized soon after, and then Marlon Mack, who's been such a good and reliable back from this year, fumbles it away, so that saves the Titans right there, bails them out, and then, of course, the 2 sides end up trading field goals. So, it's a 17-10 game at the half. You feel like, the Colts should be blowing them out, but that's what the Titans do. They just find ways to win. They're just a really good team. Mike Vrabel was a really excellent hire, first-year coach. Obviously, the other side, another great first-year hire, and Frank Reich for the Colts. So it's just one of those things where you're like, Colts, they're going to find a way to win this game and blow them out, but they're just not doing it. Maybe the Titans will actually win this thing, but then the Colts come out, start of the second half, they drive right down the field, touchdown pass, short touchdown to Ryan Hewitt, makes it 24-10, but then the Titans, a couple of big plays back-to-back later on, I think it was late third, early fourth, Derrick Henry had a 33-yard run, and then Blaine Gabbert with a really nice 22-yard touchdown pass to Luke Stalker, made it 24-17. So again, you're like, how the hell are these Titans still in this damn game? It doesn't matter that they're at home. They're getting clearly outplayed, and they're somehow still in this game with a chance to actually win it. And then they get the ball back again real soon, And Blaine Gabbert has a couple of really nice throws, and you're thinking to yourself, maybe this is a different Blaine Gabbert. And then guess what happens? The Blaine Gabbert we expect comes right back out of hiding, because for some reason he makes this terrible throw, a little bit off balance, a little bit across his body, tries to stare down a receiver who's way behind a Colt defender, who picks it right off pretty easily, and then the Colts run away with it, end up winning 33-17. Sorry about that, excuse me. But so Blaine Gabbert, the Blaine Gabbert you expect, ends up showing his true colors in the end, unfortunately for Titans fans, unfortunately for Colts fans. And so at the end of the day, the Colts, a game that a lot of people thought they would run away with, especially the way they started, that's ultimately what happened. Andrew Luck, 285 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Marlon Mack ended up having another big game on the ground, 119 yards, even with that fumble. I think as a team they had 158 rushing yards. On the other side of it, Gabbert had like 165 passing yards and 2 interceptions. Derrick Henry had 16 carries, 93 yards. He's the only guy to carry the ball at all for the Titans. So they had barely 250 total yards. That's not going to get it done. So looking at it from Tennessee's point of view, I know you can say that no NFL team is truly 1 or 2 players away from winning a championship, but a lot of teams are 1 or 2 quarterbacks away, maybe, or a quarterback away, I should say, from winning a championship. And in the case of the Titans, it might be true. If they had a quarterback like Andrew Luck, they might be a legit Super Bowl team with that defense and what they're capable of doing on the ground. But, Marcus Mariota, he gets hurt a lot, hasn't developed in these 4 years, a former number 2 overall pick. Gabbert is just a backup at best. So, you look at it, if you're the Titans, you're going to continue to be stuck in that 8-8, 9-7 range until you get a legit quarterback. Sorry, Mariota, but that's just the way it is. And for the Colts, they become the 3rd team in NFL history to start 1-5 and finish 10-6. That's right, they won 9 of 10 to end the season. And Frank Reich, after the game, has this big speech with his team, holds up this card. It says 32 because a lot of people pick them to be the worst team in the NFL, even with Andrew Luck. And so, really a great story, and really a great story, especially the fact with Frank Reich, because even though he was an intriguing coaching candidate after being the Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator with the Eagles last year, the thing about it is he wasn't the first choice of a lot of teams, and he wasn't the first choice of the Colts, who had an agreement in place to sign Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator, as their head coach. And then McDaniels, at the last possible second, backs out and decides to stay in New England. And a lot of people were obviously ticked at him for that. And then they have to scramble, Jim Irsay and company, hire a coach. They end up getting Frank Reich, and here he is. He just completely turns this thing around. Their defense all of a sudden is like a top 12 type unit. Offensively, they're on a roll, and they're running the football, which is something they couldn't do in the past with Luck and even most of Peyton, really the second half of Peyton Manning's career in Indy after, they got rid of Edgerrin James. So really just unbelievable. Remember, they won in Houston a few weeks ago. They traveled to Houston this weekend to face them in the wild card round, and I think Indy's going to win the game. I really do. I think Deshaun Watson, he still holds the ball way too much. Really, DeAndre Hopkins is the only receiver who consistently steps it up for them, and I think the Colts have enough there in secondary that they can contain him and not let him beat them. So at the end of the day, I actually think Luck and company are going to head into Houston for a second time in a few weeks and win this ball game. So we'll see. But anyways, it's going to be one of the best games of the weekend, and this one was an interesting one this past Sunday night. So anyways, that's my recap. Sunday Night Football, end of the regular season. Now it's playoff time, so please visit thesugarhuddle.com. Please like my Facebook page, which is The Sugar Huddle, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.